With a resounding smash, two forms hit the rocky earth. Fire and lava are everywhere. A large hell dragon and a massive stone golem have fallen from a portal in the sky, hitting the ground, and continue their fight. The hell dragon rears back and fires a blast at the stone golem, and it dodges out of the way deftly before crashing a fist into the hell dragon's face. Grabbing the hell dragon around the neck, the stone golem throws it to the ground and is met with a paw full of claws in the face, scratching it, and a loud, agonizing scream can be heard from the stone golem. The two continue their fray, whittling each other's health down, until finally the stone golem looks as though it's reached its end. Shuffling up to deliver one final last stand, they rear at each other when suddenly a sound is emitted from the distance. In that moment, the stone golem sees the hell dragon freeze. With one last baring of its teeth, it whips around and races off to follow the sound, leaving the stone golem completely abandoned in a completely different plane.
Ooh.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach.
Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate podcast. A 5e actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. I'm your host and DM, Seth. And around the table, we have our players.
I'm Billy, and I play Willem.
I'm Elijah, and I play Hirstag.
Whoa, Elijah's here.
Whoa!
Happy holidays.
I thought we got rid of him.
He refuses to die. I've tried.
He crawled his way out of that and then through the forest, crossed the
In
river.
his boxers in the winter.
Just in time to record today.
How many pet cemeteries are there?
I am Tomas. I play Tomar.
I'm Lindsey, and I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
That's right. Each week, we record our sessions for your listening pleasure. We are on episode 73? 73.
We're old.
70
Yes.
squeak.
We are officially senior citizens. We're probably going to have to stop equating this with years, though, eventually, because
I don't know.
it'll get really, really unrealistic when we get...
73.
I
And once we
mean,
become
we're really
unemployed, the IRS is
cool.
going to start making us take required minimum distributions from our retirement accounts.
Guys, things are going downhill.
My knees hurt.
We already went over the hill.
Yes.
Now we're falling
We're
down
tumbling
swiftly.
down like Andy Samberg in Hot Rod. But here we are, and it is another beautiful, blustery, snowy day.
Oh, it sucks.
Inches and inches of snow outside.
It's a
and
good thing we all live together, right?
Yeah, yeah. All I had to do was just climb out of the bathroom, and here we are.
I just had to come downstairs from the loft.
Yeah, Billy gets the loft. I have to sleep in the toilet.
Elijah has the crawl space.
There's not enough room for both of us in the tub. Sorry.
You take turns.
You get it next week.
That's the
It's my
rules.
tub turn.
Iowa law.
Iowa law.
Law. Tub turn section 4-B, Appendix C.
Speaking of appendix, it hurts from sleeping in the toilet.
That makes
1 foot is in the toilet for warmth.
And I'm just leaning against the back end, like draped over and like hanging down. I visit the chiropractor every hour. But here we are, and yeah, it sucks outside, so we've got nothing better to do than to play and record Dungeons & Dragons.
It's a good day for that.
Yeah, it is, because, I mean,
You're not going to play cribbage or
Yeah.
some other
I guess you could.
modern outside.
Shuffleboard, yeah.
Is cribbage inside? I don't know.
Cribbage is definitely an inside.
Cribbage sounds like something a frog would
I said
play.
cribbage, but I thought lacrosse. Like, that's cribbage. It's a British thing.
Okay, let's play Dungeons and Dragons. First of all, we're going to do our Around the Campfire question.
Fire.
It's a butane fire now.
I've been doing this every time.
So
Don't you hear it?
So tonight's Around the Campfire question is going to be a simple one, and it is just going to be for the audience's benefit, and maybe some of your benefit if you don't know what the other person currently has. What we're going to do is we're going to describe our characters, well, you guys will, how they look.
Seth, describe all your characters.
Oh, boy. Pull up a chair, my friend. Pull up a suction-y chair.
Start with Belba.
Mostly boob. She's a boob with legs and a frying pan.
Hashtag goals.
My kind of lady.
So what I will have you do for tonight's Around the Campfire question is describe the physical appearance of your character. That's hair, eyes, skin tone if you want, clothing, armor, whatever fucking else you think or deem important. So I will start today with Tomar.
Can we get that in the form of a campfire question, please?
Hey, how do you look? I can't quite see it in the dark and the dim of the campfire light.
Oh, allow me to explain.
In great detail, as if you had never seen me before physically and had only heard my voice.
Staring right at me.
And while we're doing it, why don't you go ahead and put your hands on my face?
Could lean forward into the fire light, but no. Just going to explain.
Yeah. Since the relighting of the Forge, Tomar's appearance has kind of changed somewhat drastically. The color is back in his face. The weird purpley dark veins have kind of receded, especially underneath his long reddish brown braided hair. He's got braided hair down the back, and then his beard is also braided. I don't know if his beard braided while he was turning into a cleric, but at some point it became bearded. He wears the Harbinger plate that he got. Where did he get that? I got that in the Midland Wilds, right?
Yes, from Burnus the Bloody.
Anyway, there was something that allowed me to choose what it looked like. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the circumstances, but the armor itself is resplendent and like a coppery color. My picture on our website has me in kind of like blue color too, but now I've worn red. I have a mixture of red. My shield has a moonstone socketed into it inside of a white hammer with a red background. The long beard itself, my hammer, is a dope-ass war hammer with glowing fire inside of it with volcanic energy. It's got like a blade sticking out of the top and sharp wings that come off underneath the hammerhead, and the fire energy kind of goes throughout the whole thing. Other than that, the wings of my armor come out and they kind of just glow. They're not like physical wings, but yeah, they look like radiant wings.
Very nice. Hirstag, how do you look?
Well, I guess I just kind of look the same as I always did. I've got my tattered robe and got a long gray beard, got some stone armor, chest plate, breastplate underneath my robe.
He's lined with Kevlar.
Yeah, and I got a really cool staff.
What does the staff look like?
Some tangled branches.
Cool.
A simple man with a simple description.
Mm-hmm.
Gorbel, how do you look?
Well, I am quite tall, very blue skin, dark blue hair, slaty bluish eyes, stacked.
End description.
I also have some very cool armor. Mesh of the Whale God, which sounds so badass. I can breathe underwater because of it. You can't see that, but it's true. Trust me.
That goes on over your other armor, right?
Yes.
It's like layered.
My Icetower mail that Tomar made me. Well, you can't see it now, so we'll just glaze over that. And that's about it.
Do you have any weapons of particular note?
My wolf blood blade, that tongue twister. It looks cool.
How's it look?
Big.
It's like jagged
pointy.
and black, right?
Yeah, it's like the color of like dried blood. Like the blade of it is.
That's just
like a dark, deep red, black.
She hates it.
Thanks.
I didn't know that.
This doesn't go with my outfit.
It hits somebody. Ah!
They turn into a wolf.
And the cycle continues.
And if we go in a downward direction, there are sandals.
I'm listening. Oh.
Yes. And they have a little insignia on them of a little, like a white insignia of wings.
Says badass. Oh.
It says hang in there. All right. Willem.
So my appearance has changed a little bit as well. It's a lot more assassin-y now.
Okay.
That I've gotten like the spider bow and the spider slippers. So I have a lot of leather armor. Mostly black with very dark purple sewn into it, and have a hood that I don't have up a lot as I'm with you guys, and kind of like a cowl that I keep pulled down, but just in case I do need it, I can pull it up to obscure my face.
What color is the cowl?
Black. Lots of black, like purple stitching, very dark purple stitching. I have my spider bow that looks like it doesn't have a bowstring on it because it's actually spider thread and you can't really see it, and it's rad. The bow itself is mostly deep black with stark white, what looks like webbing etched into it. I have green eyes and about shoulder length strawberry blonde hair.
Any facial hair?
He wasn't rocking any at the time, but now he kind of has like the conquistador kind of not quite a goatee. Yeah, the kind of mustache with the elongated soul patch-ish kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you look kind of like a demon hunter from Diablo.
I'll take it. Yeah. Yes.
Very nice. Pinwin, describe yourself, please.
So you want to know how I look? Right?
Absolutely, yes.
To answer your question, good. I look good. And so, to elaborate,
To go into further detail.
so Pinwin has this bright, fiery red hair that's really, really curly, super cute. And he was a little chubby at the start of his adventures, and we haven't really taken much time to eat a lot. So now he's kind of like getting a little bit fit. I mean, he's also in the fitness club. So.
Yeah, there was that time you exercised once.
It did it.
Just shredded, jacked ass halfling.
Yeah, I usually have my goggles that I got from my dad on my head, just in case I need them. And then kind of a basic flowy Disney Prince shirt, just white. And then I have my shiny shirt armor underneath to protect me.
Mithril.
Yes. And then my sequin pants that I adore. And they have some tears on them, but I don't care. They're, precious to me. And then I got these super cool new shoes, like a few weeks back, I think, or maybe a few days. I don't know. My concept of time's not good. And so they are cute boots that like have little whiskers sticking out, and then I can jump like a cat. So, yeah. I did upgrade a little bit. There were a few days there where I left my Ricardo Nightingale mustache on, but Gorbel was kind and reminded me it was falling off into my like face and stuff. So,
do you have anything on your head?
Did you lose your hat?
Oh, yeah, my hat too. So I also really enjoy wearing very fashionable, big blue, like this blue hat. I really like it, and pretty adorable. So yeah, good.
All right.
I was just imagining Pinwin as like a tiny Gaston.
Basically,
That's kind of.
Yeah.
Or a skinny LeFou?
All right, let's get started playing this session of Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so group, you ascended from the hole in the floor that your wizard companion created, floating up through it with Uthor the Undying over your shoulder, Tomar.
The king in a bag.
The king in a bag.
My bag.
The king in the bag.
Just flopping around inside Pinwin's sack.
He's got so much room, though. It's all good.
That poor little boy.
His dead body. Keep that in
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, he's not feeling anything right now.
You guys ascend.
Elijah looks very confused.
Guess you'll have to bring him up to speed.
Yep.
You guys ascend to the floor above as the quaking structure of the palace is beginning to crumble.
Wait, didn't Gorbel stop that spell?
I mean, there's still some like residual effects. You don't just start
I guess a little extra
earthquake. You don't start an earthquake without a little bit
It's
of
a baby quake.
collateral damage.
Okay.
But you ascend to the next floor where you found you were in a long room, and at the end of the room was a pedestal with a glowing blue orb, and it flashed and bathed you all in its light, and suddenly you felt stronger, more capable than you ever had before. You also noticed that the group that you came up with is no longer just you. Sitting in front of the orb pedestal is a very damaged, haggard form. Tattered robe, long gray beard, and a fuck ton of damage done to him. Hirstag Treehollow stands in front of you looking singed, battered, and abused.
Hirstag!
Are you okay?
Us.
I'm not okay.
I run up to him to try and support him because he looks like he's gonna
Did you
just
run out
fall
of
over.
good berries?
I did.
Oh, Hirstag.
Okay, guys, let me do a little damage control. We were totally going to find you. Like, that was next on our list.
We weren't forgetting about you, buddy.
We
I
didn't
don't know.
abandon
Our
you.
number one priority is your safety.
Well, his safety right now looks a little compromised. He looks like he's about to collapse.
I can just cast heal and give you 90 HP. Because that does the maximum automatically.
90.
Fucking overcompensating, thirsty ass.
So why don't you describe how that looks, Tomar?
So I don't need to touch him, but I'm gonna hold my,
But I'm gonna anyway.
I'm gonna hold the weapon out, and then this radiant light is gonna start wafting out of it, and I'm gonna like run it up and down, kind of like you're at an airport security. I'm gonna run it up his body and down his body, and then the healing light is gonna waft over him.
And suddenly, Hirstag, you feel, at least as far as health, quite a bit better. Some of your wounds have begun to heal, but was that, you're not max yet, right? No.
I mean, it helped a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, you're still feeling a little like, you know, you're definitely feeling better.
What happened to you?
I'm still tired.
Why did you do that?
Did what?
You jumped into the portal.
I was fighting a creature, and I was trying to protect you. I ended up in a dark place for a while there.
The dark place or
A
somewhere else?
dark place.
The abyss.
Dreg said you were in the abyss.
Well, it felt like an abyss.
We had one of the baby hell dragons that we were trying to use to try and get back to where you were.
Hell dragon?
Yeah.
That's the things we were fighting in Shadome.
Well, I was wandering around in that abyss for a while, and I'm trying to make sense of it. So I fought the creature, and there was like a siren that went off, and the creature left me as I was just about to fall.
Oh, you weren't winning against him?
No,
He said dickishly.
no, unfortunately not. But I dropped my form and I wandered around, tried to get some rest, couldn't rest. It's all a haze.
How did you get back here?
Well, I kept looking around. I kept hearing the siren I kept seeing creatures wandering towards this sound, and I went that way. I ended up finding a boat that said Hirstag on it. It was wild.
That's like a major coincidence.
Super lucky.
It was a boat made of glass, and
That's not ideal.
yeah, in Druidic, it said Hirstag. I rode the boat. It listened to what I said and took me down a river of lava.
The boat listened to you?
Yeah, I could command it. And
Guys, I think Hirstag's been having some other kind of mushrooms. And mushrooms.
I kept hearing the siren. I was following the sound, and there were so many demons.
Drink some of this. I hand him a nice juice.
A Jamba juice, if you will.
That'll
Yes.
cure what ails you.
That's a good juice. Well, I was, I heard this voice in Primordial. I don't know if any of you speak it, but it was commanding the creatures, and something about three portals, or
3 penis wine.
3 bridges?
3 little birds.
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
no, there was the demons are planning on exiting, I assume, from 3 places.
Ooh.
So
The portals we have to close?
He
I
might not
assume
know
so.
about that.
I assume so. I don't know, but
I mean, that was more to... That's more to the crew that's been here.
so the voice was saying that they were to follow the Great One, that all the doors would be opened at the same time. They were to follow the Great One and destroy everything in their path. And something about, I saw this blue light and I walked towards it. Maybe it was that thing. And
He says, gesturing to the orb on the pedestal.
behind me. And well, the last thing I heard is chrysalis. What was it?
The chrysalis is forming.
The chrysalis is forming. And I walked through.
So, like, that sounds like something's being born or shifting into something else and growing.
Which doesn't sound good.
Maybe that's the Great One. Did you see a huge-ass demon or a huge-ass chrysalis down there?
No, I saw hordes of demons. So at the exit, there was the ziggurat. And the voice was sourceless. There wasn't anyone there.
Like you just heard it in your head?
Maybe.
Or could other people hear it and it was just...
I know
was it booming?
I know that the demons heard it. They were, I could tell. Did I hear echoes?
Mm-mm.
So the voice didn't echo. And this place was cavernous. Oh yeah, but I got the boat right here. Pull out a little red gem.
Wait a minute. Can I inspect the gem
You can.
closer?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like take it from him, but I want to just like kind of
You know about this stuff.
look at it. What does it look like?
It looks very familiar.
That might have a memory of Mandoran inside of it.
Yeah, we need to...
Have you ever heard Mandoran's voice?
Yeah.
Did that voice sound like Mandoran in the Abyss?
No.
Did it sound familiar?
Mm-mm.
Did they sound benevolent or malevolent?
Well, I mean, it was talking
It
to demons.
sounded malevolent.
What did it say? Oh, yeah, the chrysalis thing.
I'm going to
Said
snap
the
your dick off.
chrysalis is forming, and they said to follow when the portals or the gates open. I don't know. Follow the Great One into battle.
Who's the Great One?
That might be the
Great One.
The big cheese demon.
Which is...
I don't know what the master's trying to summon in Calcifer.
But
Right, that's what I'm saying.
there were thousands.
I'm
And
assuming
there was just one portal.
I'm
And
assuming they're still trapped in the abyss until these portals are activated.
but
up
if
here.
there's 3 portals, then there's thousands at each portal.
This may be irrelevant, but what was the hobgoblin that we met in the Beldorak trapped in?
Crystal.
Was that like a chrysalis of some kind?
You could call it a chrysalis
A
because he was
crystallis?
encased in it, but I don't know if that's...
I don't remember. Did it have a certain hue or shade to it?
It was like a bluish one.
Yikes.
So we had some shit happen too. We know that we met a red cap. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but he was telling us, him and Mandoran were telling us that there's portals in multiple locations. The Beldorak was one. Moonreach, I think, was one. And Ravenmoor. And every time one activates, then more portals up and stuff comes out, like in Shadeholm. That's been happening around the country. And to stop the main demon from coming out and destroying the land, we have to prevent these other portals from being opened up. And there's 3 locations left, I'm pretty sure. Like here, Rose Lake, and Bronzewall.
And we need the lineage stones for each location.
And we need somebody of kingly blood to activate it. The problem is, and then I look over at Pinwin. You want to show him?
In my bag. I'll
I help
take
Pinwin.
out my bag and open it up. There he is.
You see, Hirstag, the dead body of King Gustav the 12th, the Boy King. His skin completely covered in various runes.
We did not do that.
You also see Varolus.
Yeah,
right?
you also see that Varolus, well, what appears to be a much more young version of Varolus in his prime, standing there, and he waves at you. Hello again, Hirstag.
This is a lot.
Yeah. Do you even know where you are right now?
No.
We're in the palace.
I
of
can't
Deepminster.
believe I made it out of the abyss by myself.
Yeah, that's a good bow.
Well, it sounds like you had some help.
Which...
That was on me.
Which it sounds like the help that you got is the same person that's been helping us this whole time. And I hold out my hand and I ask, can I see that stone, that red stone that you have?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And we still have the construct, right?
Yeah, it's in the bag.
I kind of push King Gustav's body.
Yeah, do we have to take him out of the bag?
His eyes are rolled back in his head. He's shoving it over. Tongue-lolling
A
around.
spider crawls out of his ear and onto my hand.
You slap the king.
Got it. Tear his dead, bloated skin. And I try and pull the construct out of Pinwin's bag, and I kind of look at him for help. I've got it under one arm. It's humanoid, right? The construct?
Yeah, it's humanoid shaped. Yeah,
It's like a homunculus kind of thing.
yeah. It's comprised of like wood and a little bit of metal, and like where muscles and like ligaments would be, they're like cords.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like one of the like modeling things.
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
get from like Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
But actual size.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's like
Life size.
there's definitely like a big marionette in a sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I look at Pinwin to try and help because I've got it under one armpit, pulling it out of the bag.
I will try to help.
All right, you guys are able to jerk it out of the bag there.
You guys are able to jerk it.
You guys are able to set the construct upright and get it out of the bag, and it's sitting there on the floor.
And I hold the red gem up to Hirstag and I tell him, evidently Mandoran left his consciousness in several of these and is giving us clues along the way that we can put in the construct, and we're able to communicate with Mandoran's consciousness at the time that he put it into the stone.
Mandoran also put Willem inside a lady and made him his son.
Thanks for stealing my thunder.
Sorry. It just seemed like a perfect joke.
Yeah, so
Willem
the Mandoran we
is,
saw was old Mandoran. This is hopefully more recent Mandoran, but neither Mandoran is now.
This one is actually an accidental butt dial. It's just him ordering drive-through. Yeah,
a quarter pounder
just
cheese.
no cheese.
No onion.
No onion. Please.
I will zap the shit out of you if you put onion on this
I will
again.
magic the fuck out of this building if you give me fucking cheese.
6-piece chicken McNug. Throw 2 of them away.
Small
Shit, hang on. Sorry,
Carlos.
I'm stoning out here. So yeah, evidently Mandoran is my father as well. So there's that.
Well, that's nice.
Willem is an anomaly. There's apparently a multiverse with different timelines and stuff, and all of us exist in multiple timelines except Willem. He exists only in this timeline. And
Loser.
Mandoran snuck up in here at some point, found a lady, and then made him. I don't know how intentional it was. It seems intentional, because what are the odds, you know?
Yeah, seems like Mandoran is kind of super plan guy, but who knows? And I take the stone and I put it in the back of the construct's head.
The eyes.
You got mail!
You've got Mandoran. The eyes light up, and the construct slowly starts moving around. Oh, wolves. Hello.
Hi, Mandoran!
Hello, Pinwin.
Father.
Willem? Oh, yes. So, you must have found...
Wizzy, what's your name?
Swimmy.
Wizzy? What a
Once-
stupid name.
That's gonna be my next character.
Wizzy.
Gotta go to the Wiz Palace.
Yeah. So, I take it you found at least one other memory.
Wouldn't you know that being the memory we found? How does this work?
It's his consciousness at the time. It's like recording a voicemail.
Yes, essentially, whatever that is.
It's right.
stone
It's
mail.
it's like writing a letter. So we're getting letters written from different points in time.
That is an apt description of what I've been doing, Willem. You chip off the old block.
I don't like that.
Don't know how to feel about it.
Want to go throw a ball outside?
How about a game of catch?
So who's talking to him?
I mean,
Well,
probably
we all are.
son.
It's a.
All of us?
I mean, it's an open forum at this point.
Yeah.
But
What's with the boat?
Boat.
The boat that said Hirstag.
You were in a glass boat. That's where he found you.
Yes, who ended up in the abyss?
we all look
Right
at
here.
Hirstag.
All right. I assume that this stone was a boat and became this, correct? That was a nice bit of magic, wouldn't you agree? Kept you safe from all the lava and...
Yeah, it helped. I think I might have died if I wasn't able to command that boat so well.
Well, I hoped that whoever went there was able to use it, and I'm glad.
Hope floats, as it were.
I don't
Sandra
understand
Bullock.
the reference, but I do agree with it.
Yes.
Sandra Bullock.
Americana Jr.
So
It was mediocre.
what's happening at this moment? So Hirstag was in the abyss, and we are now... He looks around a little bit.
Deepminster.
Deepminster.
Underneath where the king was interred.
Yeah. And the king is in my bag.
The king is in your bag.
Whips the bag around and has
He's
rolls
not
out.
alive right now.
It's like kind of squishy.
Yeah.
It makes like a.
How many of my memories have you discovered yet?
This is the second.
Unless we have more, but we went through our pockets. I don't think we have more.
The other one, the first one that we found only became tangible when we were in the Feywild.
Yes, that makes sense. There are specific criteria that even these memories that I am relaying to you through do not know the exact specifications, but that does sound like something I would have done.
Do you know where the gem is that took me to the ethereal plane?
I do not.
Do you know how to close the portals?
I do not, other than making sure that they are not opened in the first place.
Were we in the God's Valley when I used that?
Yes. Or I guess, yes. You're on your way back from the Gods Valley.
And there wasn't any sign of the gem when they found my hammer and stuff?
No.
Do you know how to stop them from opening them?
Stop them from opening them by stopping them from activating the lineage stones and causing bloodshed, particularly those of hobgoblins.
Do you know much about the specifics of their plan? And
I do not.
Do you know about this
that's the hard part.
great one that they seemingly are summoning?
I would say that the Great One is likely the creature that your nemesis, Calcifer, is attempting to bring back. And if you've been to the Abyss, then you've seen the hordes that exist there.
Is there a name or a moniker that's been assigned to this legendary demonic force?
Probably the Great One.
I've only heard him mentioned as the Great One. He
That's unfortunate.
could have a true name, but that information...
Steve! Feel the wrath of Steve!
Stevenson.
Mr. Buttons.
Did you say that the hobgoblin blood stops the portal from opening?
No, stop.
Causes.
Okay,
Stop the
all right.
hobgoblin blood.
Opposite.
I was like,
bloodshed.
oh, that's what the bloody brawlers were doing. They were
They
just
are.
trying to
Tomar
close
just starts
portals.
stabbing hobgoblins. Like, stop it, stop it.
There are particular criteria, of course, to opening these seals. One of them being hobgoblin blood, another being control of the lineage stone for that gate, that seal. Each of these seals lie beneath a great city of power because the cities were sprung up over the seals themselves.
Do you know where the lineage stone for Deepminster is?
I do not, but in several of the timelines that I've seen, they have been immediately taken. If you're here now, that means that you've gotten farther than I may have imagined. You've gotten farther than the other timelines.
Yes.
Which means that something is different about this timeline.
Well, we have a Willem, we have a turtle, we have a king in a bag.
What? It's a king.
Maybe
in
you got a
a
stew going.
Was Hirstag in the other timelines?
They didn't talk much about him.
He didn't come up.
Hirstag could have been in other timelines, though I did not hear him mentioned
He's
in
probably
other timelines.
He was just fucking off in the
forest, dancing with the goat
Making a
man.
stew.
But a part of me believes that this is his first timeline as well.
Okay. Nice. I reach out my hand to Hirstag. All right.
Solo
I'm part of so many clubs.
Everything's a club if you try hard enough.
That's true. Cult.
If you hit hard enough.
Hey! One with a club.
+1 to clubbing. Can you tell us anything about Benelok, Miralok, and Olafeist?
Well, what I do know is that one of their greatest desires and goals is to control all of the planes.
We definitely know that part.
You know that part.
Do they have any weaknesses? Is there anything? He made it seem like if they cease to exist, that then planes themselves or reality itself would kind of crumble. Is there any truth to that?
While the three of them exist, I believe that if they're... Now, this is just a supposition on my part, but I believe that as long as one of them remains, the balance will remain. But while the three of them remain, they will continue to fight each other and vie for the top position. They famously cannot get along.
None can die while the others survive.
Something like that. That's nice. Did you come up with that?
Yes.
He said wide-eyed.
And shoves his copy of Harry Potter into his backpack.
Over the dead king.
Hucks it right into the fucking bag. Yeah, just.
What? So you were created, your memory was created for a specific purpose. What is the juicy tidbit of information you're giving us? So far, we know all of this information we're talking about.
The tidbit, well, the purpose that I exist is that
I'm a chick. And the memory fades.
the purpose that I exist for is if in every timeline that I've seen, whoever was in the abyss did not return from the abyss. So the fact that I am here proves that something is very different than in previous timelines.
Interesting.
Well, I came back from the abyss.
Yes, we've established that, Hirstag.
So
And congratulations. I tried to help a little bit, but I helped in every timeline, and yours is the first successful exit.
Did you have a glass boat in each timeline?
Well, I had to workshop it.
That-
But yes, the glass boat exists. Was there anything different about this? Describe this boat for me.
Well,
Did
it
it shield you in a like a bubble of protection when you traveled?
Yeah, there seemed to be some kind of protective magic.
Okay,
aura.
that sounds fine. Did you encounter any creatures that helped you?
I had to share the boat with a tiger.
No.
I learned a lot of life lessons.
Was there anything?
Shoves a Blu-ray of
Life of Pi.
Life of Pi in the back.
Know that I did not know who was going there, so anything that you can describe to me about anything that you encountered that may help aid in this knowledge.
Think, Hirstag.
About the boat?
Or anything.
What about that voice that you heard?
And the ziggurat.
Well, I mean, there was a voice. There was the ziggurat.
Is the ziggurat like an elevator?
Is it?
One that elevates?
The hordes of demons.
Is it a transport or something?
Elevation!
You said they were all huddled around the ziggurat? Hirstag?
Was it in
Hirstag?
somewhat of...
Hirstag, no!
Da, 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 da.
Shoves a copy of Metal Gear Solid into the record bag.
Well, I mean, my name was carved into the boat in Druidic.
I did not know that
Yeah.
you would be the one in the abyss. I did not put your name on the boat.
Whoa. Who would?
If it was in Druidic, I do not know.
Could another druid be trapped in the abyss? What about Cog?
Could you be trapped in the
Ding.
abyss?
Glowed.
Do you know where you are?
Well, yeah,
Well,
Cog,
if you'll-
he wasn't a druid that I know of, but glowed maybe.
I mean, we don't know what happens to their souls when they're, like, ejected from their bodies.
Damn it! I should have done
Homework?
commune with nature while I was there.
Well, remember you were exhausted of your...
It's true.
Yeah.
You were also
True.
fighting.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
busy.
Yep.
Getting busy in the abyss.
Maybe next time.
Getting a busy.
Getting a busy.
To answer your question, Pinwin, I only know that if you're experiencing this, I am dead.
Can we still use the
So
boat?
that is for sure. I can't imagine you die. You've just been around so much.
We're 2 for 2 with memory saying that he's dead.
Yeah, but there's always a chance, you have to check.
There's always a chance for anything, Pinwin.
See, he said.
That's a very optimistic thought, and I appreciate that.
That's something that someone that says... That's something that someone says when they know the truth, but they don't want to hurt you.
Can we
So he
still
did.
use the boat? If so, how? And what use is it?
And does it
well,
still
I'm
say
assuming-
Hirstag?
Does it travel on land?
Is it fast?
Everyone one at a time, please.
Spill the beans!
You should be able to use the boat. I don't know what the word I would have sealed into the boat to activate it would be, but perhaps if you were to identify the gem. However, if you you do that, I fear that this memory will be gone. So please wait until you are done talking to me before doing that. I'd like to stress that.
Peppernut.
Is there anything else that you're thinking would help?
Well, time is of the essence, and if we're in Deepminster, that means
There's
that...
fighting going on outside. We're not sure who it is.
Well,
How do I get Jennifer out?
your chicken.
And what do we do with the king? Can we make him up?
All right, one at a time.
I'm waiting for the reveal of, like, we go and find Jennifer, and it's just a rotisserie chicken. In the beam. Like, we're not too late.
With a wizard hat still.
Yeah.
Somebody's fanning the flames with it. To answer your question, Tomar, if the fighting is happening, that means that time is running out. That means that part of the plan to unlock the seal here is
Underway
indeed. But that also means that whoever is causing this ordeal likely has their hands on the lineage stone for Deepminster. So that would be a primary concern of mine.
What?
They're gonna open.
Whoever's in charge
Of this
of the assault
rebellion,
has the stone?
possibly. I would say whatever's going on in this chaos, that means that whether it's Calcifer or someone else.
What about that guy who
In
was
the bar?
Yeah,
Oh,
that asshole.
dickhead.
Yeah, like leading the
Rebellion?
rebellion.
Yeah, in a bad way.
Where's the council? What building are we in even?
What do?
Where should we be?
Well, it seems like you're in the palace.
Is this the throne room?
This is not the throne room.
Fuck.
The throne room is very large.
Gotta go up a couple floors.
Where's Lufric?
You guys notice that Lufric isn't around.
Fuck.
We're having a day.
How do we kill Benelon?
By the way, Hirstag, the master, we met him. He's trapped in the underground way below where we are right now. Verl has trapped him in there for 24 hours.
What's that?
The master is the guy that is in charge of... He's working in cahoots with Calcifer to bring about the demon to destroy all of the land.
And I took his mask.
And you see a wooden mask in his hand.
Has Hirstag seen a mask like that before?
No.
Okay.
Hmm.
I can't remember what the dude looked like. He looked really unremarkable, but he was wearing that mask. And he's Olafist's brother and Miralek's brother. There's three of them.
Olafist.
The Archfey
Yeah.
from the Starlight Plane.
Mirluck.
The sword guy.
Mir looks kind of a like
That
Kicked your
sword,
ass.
that sword that hit your
Yeah.
face.
sucks.
Yeah.
To answer
There's
you,
like too many names.
to answer your question, Gorbel, if I was your Jennifer, and if I had the abilities that she does, I would think that it probably wouldn't be hard to find her if I was you. If you think...
So are you saying she doesn't want to be found?
I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah, that's
That's a-
not what
that's
I
a-
was getting.
I
that's
think he means that you could probably easily.
Infer where she is with your brain energy. Your brain juice, as it were.
I'm not picking up any signals.
Tomas
It's
hands
just a moth flying
Gorbel
around in there.
brain juice gourd.
Have some of this juice.
Did you have a question, Pinwin? You said something while everyone was talking.
Attitude?
Do you remember what it is?
Jesus.
I do not. Well, regardless, I have exhausted my memory here. I wish you luck. in
Wait,
finding-
wait,
All you
wait,
said was bad stuff is afoot. We know bad stuff is afoot. Give us something better.
You gotta know how we kill Benelok or Miralok or Olafist.
We need like some where ises, some who ises.
So the three of them, one is the shield, one is the sword, and one is the body that wields them both. Miralok is the sword, and
Makes sense.
Benelok is the shield. He cannot be killed by normal means. Olafist, he is a mysterious element. I don't know much about him or what power he absolutely holds. but I do know that Miraluk lies in the sword, as you know, and you might have to figure out a way of trapping him. Benelok, the only thing I can think of is if there's as long as he is connected to a plane that he can contain his power, he will be unstoppable. So you'd have to find out some place or way that you can whittle down his power until he can't use it anymore.
What about that one plane that Pinwin got trapped in back in
With
our
my
valley? Yeah.
Are they
We
able
still
to
don't even know what plane that is.
Are they able to kill each other?
I'm not sure. I think that they might be. But
Use the sword to kill the shield?
I don't know. But I have...
This paper beat rock or
They really
I
don't.
I don't know
each other.
if a sword can beat a shield, but it might be able to beat a body.
what do we like? Who do we like most
Wasn't,
of these three?
I hate Benelok the
Benelok
most,
sucks.
but he
Not
sounds
Miraluk.
like he's
you
Miraluk
the
didn't.
sucks.
You
most
didn't
fucking
meet
Kevlar.
Olafeist.
Olafeist, she's super sucks.
Wasn't
It's hard to
Miraluk
tell.
saying
They all
something-
suck.
saying something like he didn't like Olafeist or something?
Yeah, but Miraluk was kind of a douche.
maybe he was.
Olafeist never did anything
Yeah.
super bad to us.
Yeah, I guess he did try
just-
to kind of reason with us, and we were like, nah, man.
He was trapping people in the Starlight plane and
Yeah, that's not
like
nice,
eating
but
them or
He was
whatever. But I
trying
mean,
to trap Miraluk.
I think he was also
Right?
cranky
Yeah.
because he's stuck there.
he wanted us to kill Miraluk for him, which implies that Miraluk is killable. Otherwise, why would he task us with doing that?
Did he ever tell us
Should have
how?
given us specifics.
No,
yeah.
we were very like unamenable to coercion. Like we
Like always.
As
we,
usual.
we fought him and bailed, but I
I'm
don't.
pretty sure that was closer to Tomar's headbutt days, too.
Mm.
Yeah,
I didn't have.
we know those. No, but
He was closer
didn't
on
you
the
try to
timeline.
headbutt him?
Verolis, what do you know about Olafeist? You've spent the most time around him.
Well, it's interesting. Olafeist.
Sorry, do you need to say goodbye to your daddy, or do you have more questions for him?
I mean, is this it? Is there a time limit on this?
Yes, but what else did you hear in the abyss, Hirstag?
You're missing a crucial detail.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was a voice. Tell me what it said.
Well,
Shop
the
at
voice
S-Mart.
it said
The body's coming out of a Chrysler.
there was there were 3 portals.
Okay, and did they say
Follow the great one.
with those portals? Did they? What did the voice say about the portals?
They will open at the same time.
All of them.
I believe so.
That's not good.
And yeah, follow the great one. And then when I was leaving, it said the chrysalis is being formed or something.
That's interesting. That you're quite sure he said the voice said chrysalis.
The word chrysalis, yeah, that's the one
It says
word
it's.
I've got. Like,
Now this is very important. Did it say it has formed or is forming?
is forming.
Well, that's good. Because if it had formed, I feel that this would all be for nothing.
What is the chrysalis?
The chrysalis is the host for the Great One.
Host.
When the chrysalis,
What do you mean?
Like a womb?
in a sense,
Or like a chrysalis?
It would
like a
be
chrysalis.
it would be the means with which it comes from the plane that it is and gets into ours.
So
Yes,
Is the chrysalis in this plane?
I believe so.
would that be Calcifer?
Is it in the ziggurat?
I do not know its
It's
location.
the
how do we
ziggurat.
kill it?
What does it look like? What is it made of?
It is a
Cocoon.
yeah. It's essentially a magical cocoon, but I don't know what its physical form looks like. I just know that
It's cocoonifus.
once the chrysalis has formed fully, there's exactly 1 year until the Great One would break out of it and rampage.
I mean, what are our priorities here?
Throws a copy
The
of Fable 3
seals
into the
or the chrysalis?
Well, the chrysalis can only be formed once almost like most of the seals have been opened. I don't know the exact amount.
So, when the seals are opened, there's demons that pour out too.
Yes.
Is the idea that they like whittle down the masses to make prep for the Great One to come or something?
I believe so. They are his vanguard in a sense.
And then they...
Once the Great One rises, they are his army.
So we have a year. What happens when it... Okay, it's formed. Can we break it when it's formed?
This I do not know.
I don't think we'd want to break it.
Because we could follow the demons to it and then destroy the chrysalis.
But what if in destroying the chrysalis, it just hastens his...
Well, I imagine if it takes a year, then he has to cook in there, you know? Like,
I don't disagree.
he'll be like a little fetus or something.
That's true. I
I
guess
don't
it's
think that
a risk we might have to take.
I don't think the chrysalis is holding a baby.
Or not Dumbledore's.
I believe that the host would be a fully formed, likely magic-using person that could harness and is probably a willing participant.
Like Calcifer?
So it's a humanoid being.
Likely, yes.
Fuck.
Like Calcifer.
It could potentially be Calcifer.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Shit.
Calcifer's usually where there's chaos.
He has a
He could be
mask,
here
right?
now.
And he's always after the lineage stones.
He doesn't have a mask like the Master does.
Yeah, but he could look like a chrysalis under that mask.
I don't know if
He's
it's
the
like...
chrysalis.
Those don't have legs.
I don't know if it's a literal... if he's a literal cocoon Hirstag, but...
I imagine he just like has legs that like shoot out the bottom.
It's just like a Venus flytrap under his mask.
I'm imagining like Mr. Peanut.
Yes.
His like legs and arms
Yep.
poking out.
Yeah.
And he's just wearing a hood with a face painted on it.
He's so fucked up if it were Mr. Peanut. I'm like, oh!
But he's like 12 foot tall. Just
Where was I all along?
And we all die from Mr. Peanut.
So if
We all die from sodium intake.
Maybe we can trap a demon
He's salty.
and force him to show us where the chrysalis is going to be. It'll probably be formed in the ziggurat, though. Like,
I
that
would
was
think.
where the last place we needed to be was.
if all the portals are supposed to open at once, and in order to do that, the seals have to be broken,
Is Bronze
And
Ball and
are
Rose
they
Lake being
like,
attacked
exactly?
Just
So-
like Deepminster.
So what the fuck, guys?
My mind's all mixed up. Hold on. So there were 3, but one. So 2. Oh, 1 was being open now, not 3.
So the other 2 aren't opening.
Not currently.
But they're opening at the same time?
Those ones are gonna open at the same time.
Well,
So we might still have time.
That's different than what you
Yeah,
said.
I'm all mixed up.
well,
You've been through a lot,
yeah.
buddy. It's okay.
It was
Abyss-
a lot.
the Abyss.
Someone shook your beanbag, man.
I mean, that's kind of a
It
big
was
piece of
me
information, though,
versus
you guys.
The abyss.
True. But, I mean, it's a lot to take in.
How
Okay,
how far apart are Bronzewall and Rose Lake?
both are about like a couple of weeks' journey from Deepminster in opposite directions.
Ugh. Fuck.
We might need to split up.
Don't split
I
the
don't
party.
like
I
that.
like
Okay.
splitting up.
Wait,
Two of us have the means of transporting people.
should we...
But I
what
have
about
to
the
do it
lineage
through a-
stone here?
We gotta stop that. We have
Yeah.
to quell.
We
We,
need-
have to be quelling the rebellion.
Do we,
Well, the rebel.
do we need to go back to that bar?
I don't know if that's the first place we should
I
go. We
don't-
should
I just
definitely
don't
go
know.
further up in the palace and find Jennifer.
That is
and,
a good
Yeah.
point.
Find Jennifer. She supposedly has a lineage stone
but
in
they
her
said-
clutches.
They said
And that'll
that.
help revive the king.
What was at the bottom of this place? Like all the way down?
Poopy.
Isn't that where the lineage stone is normally kept?
I don't know.
Right?
There's a place in the palace where it's normally kept.
But it's not there now. It's with Jennifer in the throne room
Or she just has a decoy stone or something.
where she's being held captive.
seemingly like a trap for us.
That does sound like a trap.
Yeah, but
But then they would
We'll get
have
somewhere.
to know that we can see her.
Yeah, there's a lot of assuming
But-
going on there. I mean,
They
we go to-
probably know.
let's say we go to
They
the basement.
seem to know everything about
That's
us.
true.
So.
Let's say we go to the basement and nothing here.
Mandoran was acting like Jennifer would tell us how to get her.
Well,
Oh, you're still here.
I'm still here.
Oh,
I am so sorry.
I would just look into myself and see if you can divine any way of figuring
Like-
that out. I don't know the answer to that.
Meditating or
I don't know.
maybe read a book.
self-reflection?
Take
Possible.
a look.
Ugh.
It's in a
All right, do you want to say goodbye to your dad, Willem?
goodbye to your dad.
Goodbye, my love. Before you go, is there anything else that this iteration of yourself would have wanted us to know?
Like,
just
I love you, son.
just that it was not a game or by happenstance that your mother and I had you. I did love her. And the reason you exist only in this timeline is because of that love.
Did you know what would have become of Lewin? Do you know what's become of Lewin?
I know what Lewin is now. That much is obvious, but that did not happen before. Before,
Was that part of a plan that you had?
this wasn't part of my plan.
Are you Lewin's dad too?
No.
I am not. Her father's kind of a dick.
Never paid child support on time.
He's not that good looking.
But
He's not as dickly as I am.
in most timelines, Lewin was killed.
Hey.
Killed by the wolves.
Oh.
What?
Well, we were better than other times.
I just kind of narrow my eyes at you guys like,
Hey, you're a wolf too, Dick.
but I wasn't in the other timelines to murder
That's
her.
true.
Dick.
Maybe that's what's different. Maybe your love or whatever bullshit stopped it.
Whatever, Tomar.
Wait, it's got to be your love.
Anyway, bye, Mandoran.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Wait, can we still use the boat?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, sweet.
You just won't be able to talk to this iteration of me afterwards.
Yeah.
He didn't really say much anyway,
Yeah,
so.
we've met better Mandorans.
Wow.
And then the lights shut off.
Cool, bro. Anyway,
Time.
anyway, Vrolis, about Olafeist, and we should talk while we're moving. We got to find our way up.
So you guys start moving out of this room and find yourselves in a in the palace hallway where you guys have been before. This main hallway. You have never obviously been in this room before, but the palace is pretty empty. Like there, you don't see anyone walking around, moving around at all. And you do see that, or you can hear outside. There's a loud commotion. Lots of people fighting. You can hear, yelling, screaming, swords clashing against each other.
Do we hear Hobgoblin?
Not particularly. Varolus travels with you guys. Which way are you guys going to head?
Up, Lee?
Okay.
Probably.
At the end of this main hallway, you can see the grand staircase. So you guys start heading up that way.
Do they have signs about that say this way to throne room?
No,
this
they
way
don't.
to Jennifer.
What a poorly designed palace.
I would assume it's not in the basement.
What do you know, Varolus, about Olafeist?
Well, he is a interesting person because he doesn't give the appearance of a malicious person, but he is very deeply malicious. As you'll remember, I hated him when you came, and I made I did not hide that at all. But I think that, to me, perhaps the reason that he is still in the the Starlight Plane is because...
Throws Twilight in the book.
sorry, I'm definitely Team Jacob. And
Kill him!
well, you're in the wrong neighborhood, buddy. The reason he was trapped there is because I believe that he is the most volatile and dangerous to the others.
Oh. Why would the host be more dangerous than the sword and shield?
This is new information to me, knowing that the true purpose. But
Wait a minute, how did you get out of there?
well, it's a funny story. I just like the idea that you're suspicious that he just appeared, and everybody's just like cool with it. They rescued me. They sent the red cap friend to whisk me out of the Starlight Plain, and Tomas offered a refreshing bottle of
Juice?
some sort of elixir that restored my youth.
Oh. Well, that's nice. I
Anyway,
was
back
just
to the
curious.
important
Yeah,
stuff.
sorry.
Anyway, as you guys continue up the stairs, and you realize when you get to the first landing of the stairs, there are two separate staircases, one going left and one going right.
I could see Olafeist being more malevolent because he seemed the least malevolent. You know, like Benelok had like a little bit of menace to him. Miralek just seems kind of like a tool generally. Like,
It's very chaotic.
yeah, nothing too crazy. And every time we go toe to toe with him, we kick his ass. Maybe Miralek is the one we want. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys are at these two diverging staircases. Which one do you take, left or right?
I walk through the wall in front of me.
Fall right back into the dungeons.
What can we see? Is there any difference? Can we see?
They look identical.
Gorbel, can you sense her in your mind or anything? Like, try closing your eyes and just, like, thinking really hard.
What do I think about?
Jennifer.
Poultry.
Okay, I'm thinking really hard.
Poltergeist.
What?
Oh, sorry. Is that elixir?
Give me an Arcana check.
Damn it. 11.
11. You hear what sounds like a drip of water, but in your mind.
Should probably get that checked out.
Got a leaky brain.
Is it working?
Call a plumber.
I don't know. I hear dripping. Like water dripping.
Let's head right.
Here, open your eyes really
Which
fast.
ear do you hear it in?
And I'll blow a kiss at her.
Okay.
And then Bardic Inspiration. So then maybe she can try again.
Can you add it to the roll?
I'll give her a guidance.
Okay.
So you can add a D4 to that.
Okay, roll a D4 and a D8.
D10.
D10.
The D10 Syndicate.
Our cousin.
4 and 4.
So that's 8. So added on, you had 11. So 19. So with their help, it almost sounds like this echoing drip inside your mind is sort of on your right-hand side.
Woo! I feel like it's mostly on the right side
Okay.
of my brain, if that makes sense.
Well, Willem said.
We have to go with your gut. To the right.
Let's head right.
All right, so you guys head right. Go down another hallway.
they both go the same way.
Yeah, they meet up in the middle.
Honestly, that's where I
Yeah,
figured
that's what
this
I was expecting.
going.
Like
Yeah.
a palace would do that.
Yep.
And then you follow it to
And
the
we
left.
can clearly see like the next level that it's at. Like,
Shit.
Where do we go?
And the hallway leads down, and Gorbel, you hear another drip as you pass by a door.
What?
Nothing. Nobody said
I didn't
anything.
say
No, I
anything.
hear the drip. Shut up. Sounds thicker than last
We
drip.
must be getting closer.
thick drips and name
I hope
Tibbs.
this isn't blood.
Oh.
Can I approach the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The door.
The doll.
The door.
The door. Okay, go to
Sorry.
the door.
Okay. What do you do with it?
I turn back to everybody. I hear something from this.
Wait.
From here.
Is there a keyhole?
There is no keyhole.
Is there a crack under the door?
A very thin one, but it's dark.
Maybe let's open it
Fucking-
slowly.
Or just bust in. 'cause
Bodega.
Or-
most of
yeah,
us can't
bodega.
fucking sneak for shit.
That's
so.
a good point. Maybe we should just blast in there.
Or we could pass without a trace.
Bust in and then pass without.
Yo, mother.
Sneak in. Then would be shadowy.
I could turn into a spider.
I like that.
But do you want to burn a wild shape on just looking in this door?
That's also a good point.
Keep in mind, you are very low on your.
I open the door
On
and
your spell slots.
I open the door
It's
and
not a
slip
spell.
in.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind.
I open the door and slip in to the right.
Okay, you find yourself in the passage of a spiral staircase, darkened, leading up.
I wait till Willem screams in anguish. I knew it wasn't safe. Go a different way.
I poke my head back out. Guys, it's just more stairs.
Oh, great. After you.
Let's go.
Can I try to see if I percept anything with my goggles?
Perceive?
Yeah.
You can give me a perception check. Why? Why the little one?
Because it's cute. And it's fine. It wasn't my best, but... Oh, I have high perception, though. So that'd be 26.
26. It looks like a pretty standard hallway to you. You do notice that it's very not often used. There's a lot of cobwebs here. Even the stairs themselves, they're made of stone, but they have a lot of dust on them, and you don't see any
cobblestone.
cobblestone, and you don't see any footprints ahead of you guys. So no one's used this in a while.
Why would this be going to the throne room?
Yeah, I don't know, and no one's been here in a really long time.
Maybe the drip is leading you to a safe path away from trouble.
Possibly.
We'll emerge through a painting or something.
That would be
really
cool.
Hucks a copy of Dark Souls into the bag.
And tons of things with painting.
So you guys follow it up, and you go up what you feel is a few floors, and then you finally reach a wall. The end of the staircase just leads to a blank wall.
I was waiting for you to do a full stop. The end.
That makes no sense.
End of adventure.
I touched the wall.
It does not feel like stone. It feels
Mushy.
not mushy, but less solid than stone.
Ew.
Chalky.
Guys, feel this.
I
It
pat
feels
it
almost
down.
like wood,
I knock
like
on
matted wood. You knock on it.
it lightly. I wrap it with my knuckles.
Yep. Sounds like matted wood.
I feel around for like a seam or like a crack or something.
You do feel that it all along the hallway's shape is a seam.
I push on one side.
Okay. You push on one side and
The right side.
the right side, and it slowly starts to open, and you see it crook of light come spilling in from the other side.
I stop
Okay.
to take a look and see what's in there.
It appears as though you are high above a vaulted chamber and maybe 80 feet in the air, and down below you can see a throne.
I shove my head underneath Willem to try and look out too.
Okay. You see the same thing from this narrow spot that you're looking through. You can see part of the throne. You can see the stained glass windows that occupy the throne room. And next to the throne is a floating magical orb. And inside that orb is what appears to be an unconscious chicken.
What does an unconscious chicken look like?
Jane with its eyes closed.
I mean, like, are they like...
It is not cooked.
That's good.
Yeah, wings akimbo.
And you guys can hear voices now. You can hear arguing.
Can we
How
hear?
well can we hear?
You can hear it pretty well. This room carries.
What are they saying?
Well,
Pulling out his phone for some reason.
That was me talking to the
sorry.
characters.
Sorry.
I don't know.
What'd you say, Gorbel?
What are they saying?
If we stop talking,
talking
maybe
too
we'll
quietly.
hear
I think
'em.
if we just chill out for a second, we might be able to hear them.
What did you say?
Should we pass without a trace? We can sneak in.
I'm gonna turn into a spider.
Without a fucking trace right now every time with a fucking pass without a trace.
Oh, I dropped my juice!
Look at how fucking high in the air we are, Pinwin.
Yeah. So we can sneak right in. They have no idea we're here.
based on the voices, they don't seem to know you have any idea that you're there as well. You hear a group of people talking. You hear a kind of a raspier woman's voice, kind of pinched a little high, maybe a gnome's voice. You hear the voice say, "What?
Council."
Oh. Yeah, you hear the voice like, "How long do we have to stay here in this place?" And you hear another deeper female voice say, "As long as it takes until the city is safe. We can't allow ourselves to be killed at this moment." And then you hear another voice, "Well, you all got us into this mess, and I refuse to stand by it. If this rebellion busts down the door right now and slits our throats, it's better than we deserve."
Couldn't agree more.
Then you hear a very familiar voice, female voice, say, "If all of you are not going to shut up, I will shut you up." It sounds like a voice that you've heard not too long ago. Myra Greencross.
Fuck, we need to bodega this room, dude.
Who's Myra?
She's the one that was with Lars.
She's from their hometown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Working with Calcifer.
Ooh. Sorry.
I vote to bodega the shit out of this whole fucking room.
How are we going to get down there?
I can get down there
I can
easy.
fly.
I can't.
How about you just hop on my back and then I
Do
fly
a
down,
hoppy hops.
and then you jump off of me onto one of them.
What'd you do with what's his face, the Undying?
I left him in that other room
Okay. I
when I
completely
went
forget
to
about
when
that.
I went to go heal Hirstag.
Gotcha. Okay.
I kind of figured something like that, but I kind of forgot you had
I
it.
mean, he's not exactly crucial to.
Nope. Agreed.
He had one job
and he sucked
and he
at it.
fucked it up. So
I mean, he did his job.
He did it, but it was pointless.
I still really like him though.
yeah,
he's
he'll
fine.
come back
He's
at
fine.
some point.
It's the guy. It's like the guy mopping, or doing a really good job mopping while it's raining.
Okay.
My paintbrush isn't equipable, right?
I mean,
I don't know if I.
If you hold
I
it
don't
in your
remember the
hand,
details
you have
on it.
equipped it.
You can paint anything and it'll become tangible, but it's like brittle or like easily destroyed.
So if I like made stairs and we stepped on it, it would break.
yes, essentially.
But you could make a really good distraction.
Could we animate the king? That'd freak him out, wouldn't it?
Oh, damn.
It's just like a fucked up, like the bad drawing of SpongeBob of the king, and he's just
Hey guys, how's it going?
I mean, doesn't Pinwin have animate objects?
It's not an
So-
object, though.
I mean, once it's a corpse,
Unless we
maybe
put,
it is.
Unless we put objects inside his clothes.
Or his clothes count as objects.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That's
I guess clothes could count as objects.
what actually
I'll allow
counts
it.
as an object?
You say
Something-
you allow it?
I'd allow clothes to be it, but I don't know how if a clothes could support the weight of a dead body.
yeah, I don't know.
If you're
Well, I mean,
animating
you
those.
can animate like a large object,
It'd be like
That's right.
and it's
Yeah.
like a little kid.
It'd walk around like a marionette. Like
God, that'd be awful. Like, ah.
oh no.
That'd be a really good distraction.
So should I do it?
I don't know.
We might lose the king's body in that.
Wait. The orb that Jennifer's in, is it like attached to anything? Is
Nope.
it floating?
it's floating in the air.
Guys, I want to try and cast Mage Hand.
Yeah.
And maybe while they're not looking, get Jennifer up to us.
There we go.
We have, what, 3 mage hands amongst all of us?
His is really good though.
I don't know what that means, but
Yours
you
goes
keep,
further,
You keep
I
saying
think.
that.
Well, you
Doesn't
guys.
his go further?
I don't know how many rogue levels he has.
I'm pretty sure his goes a lot
90
further than
billion.
I think you can do more stuff with your bonus action, and you can do other extra stuff with your mage hand.
30 feet.
So you are further away than 30 feet from the orb because you guys are 80 feet in the air.
Dicks abound.
How much clearance behind the people do we have? Like
You can't see them. So they're somewhere from the sliver that you're looking through. They're somewhere else. You can just see like the throne. You can see the orb and some of the windows.
Does your mage hand last longer than 1 minute? Is that what it is? Ours, mine lasts 1 minute.
Can I pull out my mirror and kind of position it
You could.
to see?
Okay. So
Are you looking in your features?
I'm looking at my spells.
Look at your features. You have special mage hand stuff.
So you want to use your mirror to peek around the corner? Okay. So you slide your mirror through the sliver, kind of angle it, and you can see that there are the council members clustered around. You do see a much more grown Myra Greencross than the last time you guys encountered her.
She filled out.
She did fill out. She's got a very womanly form now, but she's wearing like long draping black robes.
Those aren't
that
doing
have
much for her.
that have a collar on them that's bright purple.
Is she in the Inquisition?
Fuck does that mean? Is that the Inquisition robe?
It's the exact same robe that Fabian Drakenfrost wore when he was on the council in charge of the Inquisition.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Is Myra in charge of the Inquisition now?
What a bitch.
God, she sucks.
Are they in a cluster by chance?
They are definitely in a cluster.
They're in a cluster, and against, like, guarding the door, you see about 10 soldiers.
Ah, fuck, we got
with their-
soldiers too.
guarding the door, and you can see light from underneath the door, and it seems like there's other soldiers outside of that door, probably guarding.
It's not just the council.
Okay, guys. I'm going to make myself invisible, spider walk down the wall, mage hand Jennifer back up to us so that we know that she's out of harm's way.
That is elaborate.
Do we want a
I like
distraction then?
I could make a distraction.
Sick.
I could also try
What
to
kind of
paint the
distraction?
king.
I can just start clapping my hands.
Don't do that.
Well, instead of animate, I can paint him. Then we don't have to use his body.
A very loud and distracting distraction. I'm gonna rub my hands together really quick,
Are you ready, Willem?
Ready, Freddy.
and I'm rubbing them faster and faster, and
Guidance.
heat is starting to radiate out of my hands, and looking into the mirror, I aim and I cast Firestorm.
Okay. All right, so describe this spell.
A storm made up of sheets of roaring flame appears in a location you choose within range, and my range is 150 feet. The area of the storm consists of up to 10 10-foot cubes, which you can arrange as you wish. Each cube must have at least one face adjacent to the face of another cube. Each creature in the area must make a dex saving throw. It takes 7d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The fire damages objects in the area and ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried. If you choose, plant life in the area is unaffected by the spell.
So where are you aiming it?
Right in the cluster.
Of the council?
Yep.
Okay.
So they all need to make dex saves of 19, and they don't know we're here, so...
Yeah. Only one makes that save.
So they take half as much damage.
Okay. So suddenly, a roaring hellstorm of fire appears in the center of these council members.
Well, it rains down upon them.
Raining down on them.
So many d10s.
Do you need the pie?
No.
You can literally just reach your hand into the D10 section
At
of
least
the
the pie looks
and
pretty.
take them.
Yeah.
But instead,
Nobody wants the
we
pie.
do this.
I don't know why.
I
It looks
don't
cute.
fucking get it.
Do you need one more?
It's
Looks
so
very
much
capable and
easier.
helpful. Yeah.
Two?
And now you're gonna have to figure out whose was whose and put that back when you can
All
just
the non-orange
deposit
ones
them.
are mine.
Then you can just
I mean, all the
yeah,
orange-
we know what you meant.
46 damage, and then the one that saved
It's going
gets
to take 23. Yeah, in the middle of an argument, this firestorm descends on them, just and you hear screaming, and you hear like the guards turning around and trying to figure out what's happening. There's a lot of alarm, a lot of pain. It doesn't seem like anybody's dead, but a lot
How
of
many
people are
of
on
them are
fire. The council members,
Yeah.
there were 4 council members there.
So I put one on each of their squares.
Okay.
And then in like an arc around, I'll do 6 more squares, 10-foot squares.
Okay. Hitting the guards?
Between them, between them and the guards. So the
Okay.
guards can't like.
Oh,
immediately-
okay, gotcha. So yeah, they're standing confusedly, like, oh, like trying to figure out what is happening. There's suddenly fire.
Bodega! And then
All
I'm
right.
gonna fly down.
We didn't know. What about his plan?
He can still do his plan.
See you guys.
I like how we had a plan, and then you're like, I'll do a distraction. Fuck everything!
You're the new Pinwin.
Pretty sure I'm the new Tomar.
I hop
Tomar
on
would've done.
Tomar's back.
I like this new Tomar.
All right, he screams bodega. You guys crank open this door, which you realize is a picture.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
If
on
I
the
could
ceiling.
get experience.
If we were to look back, is it a picture of like a painting, a portrait of a person?
A surprised person.
Well, and are the
expression
eyes cut out?
No, it's a like a mural, a battle scene.
Can I
gonna
just
say,
point out
huck a
that
copy of
80
Scooby-Doo
feet in
into
the air
dark.
is a stupid place to hang your picture?
It's a mural, and it comes out. It's like a secret doorway, and all along, rimming around the top, like dome area, is a huge painted mural. It's part of that. So, fuck you guys.
Nope, it's pretty fucking stupid still. That's terrible.
Well-
it's like when you see people hanging their TVs way too high on the wall.
Well, you know what? This is how they did
Gonna
it.
strain
so-
your neck.
Yeah, well, you can tell Michelangelo that his Sistine Chapel was stupid too. So
Wait, how big is this thing?
it's 80 feet up in the air.
No. How big is the painting?
Or
It's
like
all
a
a
section.
mural.
Is
Yeah.
it a section of a painting that
It's
comes
like-
out?
yeah.
Yes, it's a part of the wall that comes out.
Okay. This is making more sense then. Fine.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a framed
Tiny
A
picture.
framed
I was like,
painting.
Ah, Dad!
Yeah, that's. I was like, who the fuck is hanging that up?
Who
there?
was
Like,
the
who-
interior designer of this place?
A very tall man.
Looks good to me.
Everybody else is just like, what?
I need a fucking telescope to see this painting.
Yeah, but the detail on it.
All right, this makes way more sense.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
Ascend downwardly.
Okay. So you're invisible and you start running down the wall.
What are you doing?
What's everybody else doing? You
I'm
jump
on
on Tomar's
Tomar's
back.
Can I see the guards behind the painting? Like from where I am?
Now that the door has swung open, yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna fire at the guards from here.
Okay. So you start
Are
firing
we gonna
on.
roll initiative or what? Is this a
This is a surprise round, so
Okay.
we will after this. Hirstag, what are you doing?
Ooh, you're still hurting.
Oh,
We should have healed you more.
I'm okay. I'll so we're 80 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just try to wild shape
Okay.
into a giant spider.
Okay, you wild shape into a giant spider, and you start crawling down the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so this he turns into a giant spider with a beard and starts ascending downward the wall alongside downly alongside Willem. You are on Tomar's back, and you're firing at a soldier.
How big is a giant spider?
What is the size of that?
It's a large.
So that
It's pretty big.
that drider,
Yeah.
basically.
It's huge.
It's a large creature.
Yeah, so probably
So
be like
the
8 to 10
size
feet.
of a horse.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Willem is digging the fuck out of it.
And then alongside you, Tomar, you see that Varolus is floating in the air as well. And it seems like he's gathering some sort of energy around him as he floats.
Tight.
All right. Is anyone going to be attacking other than Pinwin?
Yeah.
For this round,
Yeah, this surprise round.
Follow-up question: is anybody going to be attacking Pinwin?
All right, Pinwin, give me roll an attack.
Okay. I'm gonna try to be like sneaking like behind too.
It'll be easy to do with all this distraction.
Yeah. Question.
Yes.
So I marked it in my notes just in case, but towards the end of our last session, I cast Hail of Thorns, and that's supposed to keep going an hour.
In battle, but the battle's over.
Okay. It did me wrong.
All right, why are you using little baby one?
Cause it was doing great before, and I'm like, I'm gonna use this for the game. So, but I mean, okay, so that was
An attack?
16.
16 does not hit the soldier.
Okay, I will try again.
Okay. What do you?
Halfling.
Oh yeah, halfling. I was like, what are you doing?
Okay. 22.
22 does hit the soldier. So your first
Nice.
your first arrow flies right by, sticks into the door. The second one though hits true, hits the soldier, and we'll see where it hits him.
11.
11 damage. So he takes it right in the shoulder. Ugh!
Where'd that come from? I don't know. Then I'll try to just kind of like sneak back a little bit if I can.
Okay. Willem's running down. Hirstag's running down. Are you descending?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm making a beeline right for the council.
Okay, so you reach him there in that amount of time. Everyone give me an initiative roll.
Fucking A. I'm just imagining you just wielding Longbeard and just being like, fucking swipe.
Take out the gnome first. Take that, you kid diddler.
26.
That's the rumor I heard.
No, you heard it about Scully, the human. You said.
14.
You got what? Sorry, 26? 14? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta
15.
quit rolling with the booger. I thought it was gonna be my good luck
That would
charm.
be 21 for Hirstag.
Okay, and Willem?
28.
That D6 is really cute.
Aren't it like they
Aren't
all are?
it?
Did you see that?
It looks like
I
a
can't
little
talk tonight.
munch of
Nice.
kiwi.
It
Yeah.
does.
Whoa.
Look at that tiny little D8.
I told you, dude. I've been
so
rolling great
cute.
with these.
Nice.
Willem, you're up first. You have now reached the bottom of the wall, and you can see the floating orb holding the unconscious chicken. A phrase I never knew I would utter in my life.
Well, I didn't necessarily want to go all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
I just wanted to
Back
get
it up.
within range
Okay.
to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
To get the orb and take it back up with me to safety. I do have a trait,
Okay.
or rather a rogue feature called Mage Hand Legerdemain. Legerdemain? Ledger
Legerdemain.
Legerdemain.
Main. Legerdemain.
Legerdemain. Matthew
Heath Ledger
Damon. And it says, when you cast Mage Hand, you can make a spectral hand invisible, stow or retrieve objects, or use thieves' tools to pick locks and disarm traps at range. You can disguise this with a sleight of hand check, and you can use the bonus action granted by your cunning action to control the hand.
Okay, so would you like to...
It is invisible.
You would like to use sleight of hand to make it invisible?
I would.
Okay.
Just one. You said you.
Well, you
were
can keep
invisible?
talking, but I'm gonna save this real quick. So
Casting that would end your invincibility.
It shouldn't.
casting a
when you
spell
cast
or
a spell.
attacking removes invisibility.
This used to be.
But they're
gray
probably
area, and then I think
probably
they-
distracted
they
anyway.
saved
Just so you.
I guess I'm an idiot and I'm casting Mage Hand.
Okay. So you're going to cast Mage Hand, and yes, your invisibility falters and goes away. But on the plus side, no one seems to be paying attention to you right now.
And they can't see your mage hand. So you just look like you're going like this, hanging on the wall.
But yeah, you are able to summon your Mage Hand right near the orb.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoop it.
Okay. So your Mage Hand isn't hindered by, it seems like as though this orb does have almost no weight. And so it's quite large, but you're able to start to navigate it back towards you if you would like.
I would.
Okay. So you bring it back to you. Are you going to climb back up?
Yeah, and I'm gonna push it so that the Mage Hand is out in front of me or above me.
Okay.
So that it reaches the trap door
Okay.
or whatever. The
Gotcha.
Secret window before I do.
Okay. So you're busy doing that. Gorbel, you're on Tomar's back as he's descending. Mm-hmm. Wall of fire, council members on fire, being rained on by fire.
Sure. As we're
Hirstag, you're on deck.
going down, I ask Tomar, Are you doing like a hand-to-hand combat thing, or?
And I'm going, "Ah!"
Okay, got it. Okay, that takes away one of my options. So I am going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
And let's see, who seems like the council member who is the least on fire?
Myra Greencross.
Okay, she's getting some Firebolt.
Okay. Is it just a Firebolt's just like an attack spell, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Cantrip.
I mean, like, I don't have to roll anything for it.
As I'm flying, though, I'm going to say you're going to want to hop off of me.
Tuck and roll, baby. Okay, so that is 24.
Okay. Did you hop off before you did this?
Yeah, I hop
Okay.
off when he says to.
All right, gotcha. So Gorbel leaps off of Tomar's back, spins through the air, and blasts Myra with a firebolt. And she doesn't see it coming. She just gets completely blindsided by your spell.
Stupid.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, I need some D10s. 3 more D10s. I am not rolling the baby.
Billy wants you to use his communal thing.
3 more? Here's
Oh, yeah.
1, 2,
I
and
used the pie. The
3.
pie.
thanks.
It's being used.
Oh, you gave me a brown one.
But it's
That one did the
10.
best.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 6, 16, 18.
18. Okay, so she takes a nice little blast and she like rears back and kind of throws her cloak up to protect herself, but it's not quick enough, and she gets hit right in the chest and knocks her down on the ground.
Prone! I scream.
And then land. Hirstag, it's your turn. You're a giant spider walking down.
Okay, so you said I was going to be minus spell slots.
Yeah, you have 4 left.
4 left.
You can use 4 level 1s, 2 level 2s,
Oh, okay.
or 1 level 4.
So it looks like Jennifer is lifting out of that orb thingy.
Yeah, last thing you saw was Willem pulling it with his mage hand.
Does it look like she's out of the...
She's still in the orb, and she's still unconscious.
I'm gonna try to cast. So so the orb is lifting with the hand.
The hand is pretty much guiding it
Okay,
because it looks like it's weightless.
I'm gonna cast the spell magic on the orb.
Okay, are you gonna just as the hand is lifting it up?
Yeah, on the just the aura that's around Jennifer.
Okay, when are you gonna cast this?
Like, I don't know what the movement is on the mage hand, but
Well, it's slowly being carried up to the trapdoor.
like I can tell that the aura is still around Jennifer.
Yes.
So just whatever height that it is at, I have a range of 120 feet on Dispel Magic.
Okay.
So I'll just cast it on the aura around Jennifer.
Okay.
So the DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
So 4.
If it's over third.
Okay.
So I have to roll if it's over third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I rolled a 15.
15 is not high enough. You said 10 plus the spell's level, right? Okay.
Yep.
So your magic touches it, and it almost looks like something might happen, and then it almost bolsters itself.
Bummer.
All right, Varolus floats above still, and you watch as he shoots a lightning bolt at one of the soldiers and hits him pretty good. He takes a lot of damage, and he cracks against the ground and gets up and attempts to run. Tomar, it's your turn.
All right. As I fly down at them, I'm going to cast Hammer of the Forge
Okay.
at 3rd level. And everyone in that group needs to make a dex save.
Okay. I've got a natural 20. I've got a 18. I've got a 7, and I've got a natural 17.
How many of them were 19 or above?
One.
So okay. So much like Thor in Avengers Infinity War, I take the hammer and it glows with fire and I slam it down into the ground itself, and seismic energy flies out.
Gotcha.
Fire damage. And it does 19 damage to the people that didn't save.
Anything to the person who did?
They take half damage.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
The other people are pushed back 10 feet.
Okay. So you watch as the gnome, Kelgara, she gets blasted back, the Master of Law. You watch as the dragon-born woman, Akvasoth, she gets blasted back, and you watch as Scully, the human master of the steward master of the council, gets blasted clear back and slides against the wall.
And as
Myra is unaffected except for being hit.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to point right at Myra as my eyes begin to glow with radiant energy, and I'm going to say Kazad, which is Dwarven for judgment. And everyone within a 30-foot radius of me is affected by this. It's a divine word.
Okay.
You utter a divine word imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation. Choose any number of creatures you can see within range. Each creature that can hear you must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature suffers an effect based on its current hit points.
Does that include me?
Wait,
No, that I choose.
Oh, okay.
I rolled 3 6s, so none of them are going to.
All right, so anyone...
Or I guess I need to roll one more, sorry.
Hail Satan.
And a 5.
Okay, anyone with...
Not quite there yet, Satan.
Anyone with 50 hit points or fewer is deafened for 1 minute. Anyone with 40 hit points or fewer is deafened and blinded for 10 minutes. Anyone with 30 hit points or fewer is blinded, deafened, and stunned for an hour. Anyone with 20 hit points or fewer is killed instantly.
So, Scully Whitebrow dies. The blast kills him instantly. He's slammed up against the wall, dead.
Skull is just fucking...
Yeah. Now, Akvasoth is deafened. She grabs her ears and she's,
All right, I'm going to read the rest of this, though, real quick.
Okay.
And I don't know if this affects anyone, but regardless of its current hit points, a celestial, an elemental, a fae, or a fiend that fails its save is forced back to its plane of origin if it isn't there already, and can't return to your current plane for 24 hours by any means short of a wish spell. I don't know if any of them are one of those, but...
you don't see any effect
Okay.
in that regard happen. But you notice that Myra grabs her ears as well. And Kelgyra, you said it was blindness and deafness for 10 minutes if it's lower than 40?
Deafened and blinded for 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, she grabs her ears and you can see that her eyes are clouded over. She just can't see anything. She's like trying to stand and stumbling. And so, yeah, you fucked them up pretty bad.
That's such a dope spell. And it's a bonus action.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Pinwin.
Should we have interrogated them
I just
a
like
little?
archery and picking lock.
We're in the bodega now.
We are. Are the soldiers, like, right by each other?
They are. They were standing in front of the door, and now one of them's been hit by your arrow, and in that moment, one of them got shot by electricity, and the look on their face is terror.
Mm-hmm. How many are there?
There's 6 of them.
Okay. So I'm going to aim in the middle, and at 4th level, I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay. Gotcha.
And can I borrow 4d10 from the pie? Oh, wait. I have to see if I hit first. Which one do I use?
Big
Not
one.
the baby. Okay. So 28.
28 hits.
Okay. Now 4d10. Thank you. And then D8. Okay, so 9. So that'd be 13 plus 9.
22.
22.
Okay, 22 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so soldier goes down
Sick.
instantly.
Oh yeah. And then, did I say I was aiming for the middle one?
Yes, so the other
Okay.
two take what, half damage within a 5-foot radius. It's been a while since I had to think about this one.
In addition to the normal attack, the target of the attack and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dex throw. Oh,
Throw
so
that
I
dex.
should have had you.
7 and 8.
All right.
Throw the dex at him.
Yay.
So they take full damage or half?
It doesn't say anything about half, I think, unless I'm not.
They probably just don't get hit by it, from what I remember.
I think they're just included in the hit.
A creature takes 1d10 piercing damage on a failed save.
But it's on at
So they would,
fourth level.
yeah, they would take the same amount of damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the other two hit the ground.
And then I'll sneak back behind the little, on the other side of the door thing.
Okay.
It's so weird.
There are 3 soldiers left.
I'm up and I'm popping out and shooting and then sneaking back.
Okay.
Because
Little
I
sneak
didn't
attacks.
get down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm up here still. I got Shadow too. Shadow is with me, right?
Shadow is with you, yes.
Cool. Check.
And you guys see the 3 remaining soldiers see all this chaos going on, and they turn and start wrenching the door open and look like they're going to run away. And you see that there's soldiers on the other side. There's about 10 soldiers on the other side of the door, and they see them, and they're like, "The wolves, run!" And they all dust off, leaving you guys in the throne room with the council.
All right.
Willem, you're there. It's your turn. Gorbel, you're on deck.
All right, so I stop and I have my mage hand floating next to me with Orb Jennifer, and I'm getting a lay of the land. And there's just 3 council members left.
Technically, yes. One's dead.
Okay.
You could not handle the judgment.
So we have
Kelgyra, she is a gnome. She's the master of law. She's a very serious-looking gnome woman.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Aakfasoth, who is a dragonborn, and she's kind of like the lead of the council. She's like the main primary council member that kind of is the diplomat.
Did I kill the guy who was like
the kid diddler.
No, he was like, "This is gonna be all on us."
Yeah,
and
you-
we're
that's
gonna
what you
get
killed.
What we deserve.
Yep.
And he fucking exploded.
And then there's Myra Greencross
Okay.
in her
I'm gonna
Inquisition robes.
take aim at the dragonborn.
Okay.
Now you're racist to them because you got betrayed by one.
Willem will remember that. All right, and I'm just gonna start letting loose with my bow.
Okay. Go ahead. Give me an attack roll.
Nice. 32.
That hits.
Ouch time.
This is a big ouch time.
Yeah, super
And he's
big.
on fire, probably.
And yeah. So I'm gonna grab some D6s here.
And blind.
That's 4. That's 8. Okay.
Well, Aakfasoth is just deaf.
Oh, okay.
The other one's blind and deaf.
That's mean.
Feels good. I love spells.
Feels good.
I was hitting stuff for so long.
All right, so that's 39.
Okay. To Aakfasoth.
The dragonborn.
Okay. Show me what you got.
All right, so I have an arrow from my quiver, and I'm jutting out from the wall because I'm standing on it.
Okay.
With my spider slippers, and so I'm kind of. If I were on the ground, I'd look like I was aiming up, and I just pull back the arrow. And then, because it's so much cooler, I kind of cock my bow to the side. And I take aim right at her head.
Okay.
And I let loose. And aiming straight for the eyes.
Okay, so you hit her right in the eye. The arrow goes in, and there's a shocked expression on her face, and then she just crumples to the ground. Pretty much right in front of you, Tomar. You just see this, and then...
I'm sorry, was that the blind one?
Deaf one.
Just deaf. Okay.
Now both.
I would like to point out that I landed specifically in the fire because I'm immune to fire and I'm just fucking standing in it. It's cool.
Tomorrow, watch out. Fire.
Wait, the firestorm persists?
The firestorm sets fire to things around that is flammable. So
Did you
Sets
tell any
fire
of us
to the
that?
So yeah,
I'm
the
assuming
carpet
there's-
is on fire. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay.
He said that he wanted the fire to go around the council
Yeah.
to block the soldiers,
And
from
their
being able to
clothes are
help
on
them.
fire.
But like he told
Naked.
our characters that you're immune to fire, right?
No, you can see me standing there and not being affected by it though.
Yeah, there's
And
just
that's true,
flames
I guess.
licking at the like eating the carpet around it, just like
I like to think that right before, so like hair and other fibers and stuff that do catch on fire, they have like that glow, right when they catch on fire before they burn up. I'd like to think that your beard has like that, so it looks like your beard is full of embers and shit.
yeah, it's canon.
But they're not singeing away.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's tight.
Gorbel, it's your turn.
Who's right in front of me?
Myra.
Okay. She's deaf.
Myra is not deaf, no. Akfasoth
Nothing.
was. Correct.
She's nothing.
She's nothing.
She had over 50 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just got her ass whooped a little bit.
Does she have a weapon that I can see?
Not that you can see.
Ooh, that's odd.
Okay. I'm going to cast Firebolt at her again.
Okay. Gotcha.
She just does not seem to be on fire enough.
Yeah. You do notice that her robes, while they were singeing, they have gone out.
Okay. 21.
That does hit. So you blast her with another firebolt.
Can I have 2 more d10s? I can't reach. Thanks. Okay. 11, 14, and 20.
20 damage. Okay, you hit her pretty good, and she didn't see it coming because she was so concerned with that explosion that just happened, and then somebody else's head getting fucking lanced with an arrow, that when she looks back at you, you're already casting Firebolt and blasting her with it, and she, and it seems to hurt her pretty bad, and she puts her hand into her sleeve.
Oh, bullshit.
And
Pulls out a gat.
and suddenly a cloud of mist grows up around her, and from somewhere in the mist you hear, and that's where we're going to end for the night.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Whoa.
Gorge.
Gorsh.
Golly.
Do you have my new AC, by the way?
If it's on D&D Beyond, then yes.
It's 22 now.
Jesus.
That's 5 more than Willem has.
Yeah, man. I'm a fucking tank.
Okay, so Hirstag, you are going to take 3,500 experience points for this, and everyone else will take 1 point of boon.
1 point towards a boon?
Yes.
You fucking pleb.
Oh yeah, we track that in our notes now.
Yes.
right?
And he's also tracking it.
Oh, good.
So
I would still put it in.
Pinwin, you currently have 3. Gorbel has 4. Willem has 6, and Tomar has 8. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, Hirstag. After you hit level 20, then what you get instead of experience are points toward a heroic boon. So
Cool.
we've been putting them in our notes. How many
So yeah.
boon points we have?
But for now, since you're still level 19, a peon still, you will you'll have to suffice with experience.
Fucking scrub.
I'm so weak.
Tiny dick.
Tiny dick.
So
All
weak.
right. All right. Who would like to vie for a boon or experience if you're Hirstag?
I'd like to TikTok for a boon instead of Vine.
I would say creating a good distraction.
You can have 1 point towards a boon.
Making sure Yennefer was safe.
Yeah. Where was the orb?
You can have
at
1
that
point.
Thank you. Jesus.
It has been...
Willem was slowly
Yeah.
raising it back up towards the
Did it make
mural.
it up and like all the way?
It's with me.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Hirstag
okay.
was
Cool.
like trying to dissolve it.
I
Sorry.
didn't do anything.
Unpause.
We never.
No,
Okay, you can-
I did that to
You can have one
Riding
boon
shotgun.
toward, or 1 point toward boon, so that gives you at 7, right?
Correct.
And you're at 9 currently. Okay.
How many points to get a boon?
I haven't told you
Didn't
yet.
say.
How about killing one of the council members?
I mean, yes. Anyone who killed a council member can have another point of boon.
Damn.
Fuck
What if
yeah.
you shot guards and made them run away?
Yeah.
not Will. Pinwin was.
Yeah, you can have
Doing a lot of
1
support.
point of boon.
Yes.
I looked inside myself.
You did, and you also used the mirror, so you can have
Using your brain
Yeah, that
juice.
was.
you can have 2 points
That
of
was
boon
pretty
for both.
good.
Yeah,
one
that
for
was
each.
cool. I used the mirror to see where they were.
Yeah,
That was
that's
that was cool.
fun.
cool teamwork.
I'm very vain.
Mm-hmm.
I always have my mirror.
Discerning that we should use the stone that Hirstag brought back in the.
1 point of boon, yes.
I thought it was just a boat.
Healing her.
That would have been cool enough, but like,
Healing Hirstag, can you throw something else on there? Make it worth a point?
I described it fun.
Okay, fair enough.
Funly.
You can have 1 additional point of boon.
And it was a lot of healing.
90 HP.
yeah.
Felt good.
Anybody else?
I made it back from the abyss.
You mean the start of the episode? Yeah,
You mean where I
I'm gonna go ahead and say nah. Trying to think if there's anything I remembered for wanting to give you guys. Everyone can have an additional point of boon, except for Hirstag for recapping. But Hirstag can have 100 experience points for
Recapping.
your section, and you guys together have grown like
Was
information.
It was enough?
Huh?
Was it enough?
No.
What was,
Oh,
what?
for you to
No.
level up?
100? No.
You looked really happy.
I was happy to get some experience.
So how did we end up doing NVPC last time?
They just get points towards boon.
Ah,
I think
yes.
you can,
Was it?
and if
five?
Herstag somehow gets it,
dang.
which he won't, then, he would get
experience. Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding.
But he's not.
All right, now it's time for tonight.
Shit that Seth sent me.
yeah. There was a lot of like you pausing and like,
Yeah.
what do I say?
It was hard.
Now for tonight's MVPC. That's right, tonight's most valuable player character. Since most of you are at level 20, those of you who are, you will be getting a point of boon, 5 points of boon to be more specific, though if you do vote for Hirstag, he will get experience. But don't let that persuade you. Please vote with your heart, your mind, and most of all, your cojones. So, take some time, think about who you want to vote
Or
for.
huevos.
Your huevos. Your plums.
Avocados.
Vote with your fallops. Billy. I don't know who has fallops.
All right, think about who you want to vote for.
Still do not pursue medical school.
Oh, yeah, that was a...
Don't ask him
not
that
supposed to
because that's
persuade you.
metagaming, Lindsey.
I'm not letting it persuade my vote. I'm just curious.
He has a few thousand.
After the game.
Okay.
All right, so Willem's going to be 1. Hirstag will be 2, Tomar will be 3, Pinwin will be 4, and Gorbel, you will be 5. So remember to hold up the number of fingers indicating that person. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, vote! So we've got... Hold them up high, please. We've got 3 votes for Tomar, 1 vote for Pinwin, and 1 vote for Hirstag. Willem, why'd you vote for Hirstag?
Because I missed him. And I want him to be at 20 with us. I want him to join I want him to join the 20 club.
The D20 Syndicate.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, we're finally in the D20. No, I'm not. The D20 syndicate. But we're in a 20 syndicate.
Syndicate. All right. That's you know what? Sometimes that's the best reason to vote for somebody.
Road flares down.
Tomar, why did you vote for Pinwin?
Because Pinwin was actually participating in the questioning. Like, he seemed more active and in tune with what was going on, and he was helping mitigate trouble. Like, we all jumped in and we had our roles, and Pinwin was keeping those dudes busy, so that was really useful.
I agree. Hirstag, why'd you vote for Tomar?
I really liked how he just used that spell and that guy died. And like, yeah,
It's such a cool spell.
It's
I like
really
skull
cool.
sploding.
Just saying a word.
It's like
and the
word of divine
word.
That's badass.
Yeah. All right. Pinwin, why'd you vote for Tomar?
His beard was really cool.
That was
That was all.
Should have voted for Billy.
Just the effectiveness of that spell was really crazy, and then he just kept like taking them out, so they didn't even like really have much of a chance to even retaliate
so far.
But yeah, that was effective, and you helped heal our friend a lot, like more than I could do. So yeah,
Okay.
that was great.
Gorbel, why'd you vote for Tomar?
Same reason. He did a shit ton of healing and then a shit ton of damage and kept the council super occupied. So.
And it was free travel for you.
Yes. And I got a piggyback ride. And in case any of you want a free vote, that's all it takes.
All right, so now that the votes are locked in, that means tonight's MVPC is Tomar Ironfist. Take your 5 points towards Boone, and that's it.
I have 17 now. Does that mean anything?
Jesus
Nope.
Christ.
Not yet.
17 was the number you needed to reach.
Exactly. Exactly that even number.
And
Is
you
it
get
20?
a high
Is 20 the
five.
number?
No.
For the D20 Syndicate?
No.
It should be, thematically.
At least have high 5 goals.
Is it 20,000?
It is 30 points of Boone to get your first one.
Oh, shit, he told us.
Oh.
But
Okay.
we're the D20 syndicate.
Well, now
Yeah,
you're
at
the
least-
D30 Syndicate.
At least a high
You've
five.
evolved.
Suck it!
All right. Well,
cool.
I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks to Chad Piper for doing that awesome intro song. Thanks to Adrian Von Ziegler for that beautiful background music. Thanks to all of you listeners. You're keeping things pretty solid for us. We are climbing and climbing and climbing with our listens. We're almost to where we were at the end of last month, and we're like a little over halfway. So this is fantastic. And thanks for listening. Check out our social media.
Go to our website.
Go to our website, interact with us
Look at
somehow.
Look at our pictures.
Yeah, zoom in on Google Maps and try to find out what our location is
I don't have that
based on
there.
context clues throughout the episodes.
I bet somebody could be.
If you're a patron, we can hang out in the Discord.
Yeah, in our Discord hangout room.
We're also working on new incentives for the tiers, so we get in now while it's hot.
Get it while it's not there. That's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for listening once again. I am your host and DM Seth, and this is the D20 Syndicate podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to.
Everybody knows about the word, the divine ass word, because that is a word.
I don't know if I ever took off my disguise. I might still have a fake mustache.
I imagine just like hanging on by a little bit of glue.
Not
It's,
even
like, peeling off.
Not even well kept, just like scraggly.
It's
like
just
the
it's like
Jimmy
stuck
Fallon.
to the side of your face.
Just a bit of yarn.
It's like the Jimmy Fallon skit where they're constantly spitting food in each other's faces and they're always coming off. Cricket, you got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
That's on fucking Netflix now.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
It's also on
Ninja
Blu-ray.
Turtles. Go watch
Oh,
Go watch it. It's
Yeah,
the best.
if you guys don't know what Ninja Turtles is, please check it out.
it. Trying to explain what Ninja Turtles is to somebody in the future or the past before it existed.
Yeah, I
that
would
would be
like
tough.
somebody from like the 1920s. So there's these 4 turtles, right?
And they're on 2 legs, but they're people.
So they're mutants. So now what mutants are is, you know how we have DNA? Wait, you don't know that yet. So you know how like life is like a thing and your spirit?
So this guy Shredder and this brain robot called Krang hang out and
Anyway, they're ninjas, which is a country that they come from a country you probably don't know about yet. It's called Japan.
so pizza is this thing that
comes from another country you may or may not know
and
about
it
right
was
now.
invented in Sicily.
Anyway, these guys eat all sorts of fucking pizza and fight bad guys.
But
So
they're also angsty fucking teenagers that
Yes.
can't control their hormones.
let's not forget they're teenagers.
And they have to be put in their place by their not
Rat
crotchety,
dad.
but their rat dad.
Yeah.
Rat dad, band name
who
Dibs.
is also a martial artist instructor. He is not a ninja, but somehow they are. I'm pretty sure he does karate.
point is-
He read like a dummy's guide to ninjutsu and was like, do these moves.
Yeah, he taught himself martial arts while he was still a rat, but now he's
Single
like
dad
big.
goals.
Yeah,
Single dad goals.
He just found a magenta gi.
and now a gi is a word.
The point is that it's absurd, but we immediately accepted it as
yeah.
commonplace.
Yeah.
And the most important, you'd think the most important character is the guy with the mask and the hockey stick, but no, he's not.
Whoops.
Also, hockey, for instance.
Rocksteady. Rocksteady's the main character.
Now that we've explained what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is,
You're welcome.
Poorly.
now we have to go through all the iterations. So anyway, in the first movie,
Power Ranger Zeo, offshoot of the original Power Ranger.
You see, in this alternate timeline, Jason was not around. So
There were 2 Tommies. And they all fucking got down.
and if you didn't think that was wild enough,
and then in real life, one of the Jasons killed a guy
Yeah.
with a sword over drugs, presumably.
His fucking Power Ranger sword. And it sparked.
It probably
It was
made like a
was a
sound
deadly
effect.
weapon.
It was a putty. He killed a putty in real life.
you go to jail. We got the Putty Protection Act now.
We're unionizing.
You're a goddamn monster.
The fucking PPA.
Well,
So
thank you.
I forgot to mention that I got that
Anyway,
dope ass new crown,
the Jade Crown.
jade crown.
Do you wear that like all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you wear your hood over the crown?
Mm-hmm.
So you probably look really stupid then, because you have a hood and then like jaggy points like sticking up.
Yeah, but think of how dumb that would look if it were on the hood.
I would just not wear the hood, but yes,
My hood.
The hood is a
head would be
non-negotiable.
squaz. No.
he just pulls it down so hard that the points
Yeah.
rip out.
So it looks like Darth Maul.
Rip out. Or I was thinking the hood is like so heavy that it just like pushes the crown down like around his ears.
I can't see, but I look great.
Like I'm imagining like Prince John and Robin Hood.
Yes.
It was Prince John, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
can't they teleport out? It's 2020.
Yeah, come on, we have the technology
It's a
now.
good point.
I wonder if anyone has tried doing the
There
super
has to
soaker
be
in the
a better
mouth trick,
system.
where you just keep shooting a super soaker in their mouth, and then the pressure builds up, and the baby shoots right out.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Nobody's tried it. It don't work.
Please don't go to medical school.
I'll tell the midwife.
Hey, lady, you're doing it all wrong.
Load the soaker. Get a towel.
Skip that. Just get the hose.
Nature's super soaker.
natures. It's got the rings to tie to the house and everything.
You're just putting your thumb in front of it.
And I'm just really pissed off.
Duct tape the hose to your mouth.